Join me as I dive into the challenge of finding the best tax tips specifically for factory workers to save some serious cash. When it comes to taxes, factory workers often face unique challenges that can make it difficult to maximize their savings. But with the right strategies, you can take advantage of deductions and credits that are specifically designed to benefit you. In this video, we're going to explore the top tax tips that every factory worker needs to know. One common misconception that factory workers have is that their jobs are too physically demanding to qualify for certain deductions. But the truth is, many factory workers are eligible for deductions that they simply aren't taking advantage of. Another challenge is that factory workers often have limited knowledge of the tax laws and regulations that apply to their specific situation. This lack of knowledge can lead to missed opportunities for savings. Additionally, factory workers may not be aware of the many expenses that are eligible for deduction. Let's discuss these deductions one by one. Let's start with car expenses. Unfortunately, you can't write off the cost of your regular commute to work, even if you have a long drive or work non-traditional hours like weekends or early mornings. It's just not considered a deductible expense. However, there are still plenty of other expenses you may be able to claim on your taxes, so make sure to keep track of those receipts. If you drive your own car for work-related purposes, you may be eligible to claim the expenses. One example is when you need to travel between different jobs on the same day. For instance, if you work at a factory in the morning and then as a bar assistant later in the day, you can claim the costs of driving between these two jobs. Another example is when you have to go to a different work location for the same employer on the same day. For instance, if you need to drive from the warehouse to a job site, you can also claim those expenses. Make sure to keep track of your mileage and any other related expenses in order to claim them accurately. Hey there! So, if you have to carry around big, bulky tools or equipment for your job, you might be able to claim a tax deduction for the cost of traveling between your home and work. This is only if a few conditions are met. First, the tools or equipment you're carrying are necessary for you to do your job, and you're not just carrying them around for fun. Second, these tools or equipment are big and bulky, making them difficult to transport easily. If these criteria are met, you may be able to deduct the travel costs associated with carrying around these essential items for work. Just something to keep in mind when tax time rolls around. If you're looking to claim car expenses on your taxes, there are two ways to do it: the logbook method or the cents per kilometer method. With the logbook method, you'll need to keep a valid logbook to track the percentage of work-related use of your car, along with providing written evidence of your car expenses. If you opt for the cents per kilometer method, you'll need to prove how you calculated your work-related kilometers and show that those kilometers were indeed work-related. Make sure to choose the method that works best for you and keep all necessary documentation handy in case of an audit. Second deduction is clothing and laundry expenses, including footwear. In general, you can't write off the cost of your clothes as a work expense. This means you can't claim things like buying, renting, fixing, or cleaning your regular work clothes, even if your boss tells you to wear them and you only wear them to work. Regular work clothes are just everyday clothes that most people wear, like jeans or sneakers. If you need clothing for work that has protective features like steel-cap boots or fire-resistant clothing, you can claim the cost of buying, hiring, repairing, or cleaning them on your taxes. It's important to note that you can't claim these expenses if your employer covers the cost for you. So make sure to keep track of any receipts or invoices to prove your expenses. Stay safe, and don't forget to claim those work-related clothing costs. Next one is meal and snack expenses. You can't deduct the cost of food, drinks, or snacks you eat while you're working your regular hours. Those are considered personal expenses. However, if you receive an overtime meal allowance as part of your job and it's included in your taxable income, you can deduct the cost of the meal you eat while working overtime. Just keep in mind that any meals you have during your normal working hours can't be claimed as a deduction. licenses, and certificates. When it comes to claiming work-related expenses, there are some rules to keep in mind. You can't deduct the initial cost of getting a special license or certificate, such as a forklift license, even if it's required for your job. The same goes for renewing your driver's license. That cost isn't deductible either. However, if you need to renew a special license or permit that's necessary for your job duties, you can claim those additional costs. For example, if you need a heavy vehicle permit to perform your work tasks, you can deduct the renewal fees. Just remember to keep clear records of these expenses for tax time. Tools and equipment expenses. If you have to buy tools or equipment for your job, you can actually get some money back for them. This includes things like an air compressor, drill, or hammer. Here's how it works. If the tool or equipment costs more than $300, you can claim a deduction for the cost over a number of years. But if it costs $300 or less, and isn't part of a set that costs more than $300, you can claim the whole cost right away. Just keep in mind, you can't claim tools and equipment that your employer or someone else provides for you. However, there are more expenses which factory workers can claim depending upon their individual circumstances. Contact us or your registered tax professional for more information. In summary, by taking advantage of deductions for work-related expenses, factory workers can save hundreds of dollars on their tax bill each year. Remember to track every single expense related to your job, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Information provided in this video is for general purposes only. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave a comment below with your own tax tips or questions. And if you're looking for more tax-related information, be sure to check out our other videos.